Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
We'll be at the Solar Bears game this Saturday. If you want tickets in the Tom and Dan section, you can go to tomanddan.com or section 118.
Yes.
But the easiest way is to go through our link at the front of tomanddan.com. Click on the link. It'll go to our section. You pick out your seats. Hopefully, there's still some available. The whiteout game.
There's a few.
Yeah, the whiteout game is popular.
It's going to be pretty tight. If you don't know what that is, it's where you wear all white to celebrate Shade's whiteout game. There is a Gringos at the top of Section 118. There is an awesome bar at the top of Section 118.
Yeah.
And if you've never been to a Solar Bears game,
Oh,
I would say this is the perfect starting. You go to the tailgate.
my
with
sons
Mo.
are super excited.
Yeah, you go to Mo's tailgate, you hang out, then you
I
make
have
your
to
way
change
over.
my outfit if your
Yeah.
boys are going to be there.
Hey,
hold
no,
on,
hang
hold
them
on.
out, drop them out.
They need to
Drop 'em
turn
out.
into men.
Yeah. They need an uncomfortable crush with somebody that's
Yeah.
real, not on TV and not on the iPad. They need a real woman like a teacher that's got some big ones that can make them the next great patriots that this America needs.
Yeah. And Tommy, he recognizes the big ones.
Yeah, he loves the big ones. He told me. No, he didn't. He didn't
Well,
tell
he's
me.
got glasses. You can see him.
Yeah, magnifiers. He's got those magnifiers. All right, are we doing the nerd jock thing?
Okay, yeah.
All right, do you want to play the? I don't have to play it.
No, play it.
Okay, here we go.
Jack!
Nerds.
Jack!
Nerds.
Jack!
Nerds. All right, play it.
Jock, nerd, jock, nerd.
Jack!
It's Nerd Jock with EJ. How you doing, EJ?
Good. How you doing? How's your training going?
It's going good.
You swimming? You doing the biking?
I haven't started swimming yet because Jetson's wife, Mary, who's one of my trainers. I got two because
Don't you
Simone.
need three? One for each part?
Hold on. Okay, I saw this pop up.
I don't
my
need to
calendar.
train running.
On Saturday.
I can do that. I know how to do that already.
Sam,
You see your run.
Sam, on Saturday, I'm sitting there with Maisie, or sitting on the couch trying to decide where we're going to go to and get some pastries and some coffee. Alarm goes off my phone. It says, private training with Simone.
Yeah.
This mother
put it on the
effer.
calendar?
Private.
This mother effer's been inviting
No, she put
big
that.
booby greasers over his pool to float around. He ain't
No, it's
training
not in
for
my
n-
pool.
he ain't
I'm going
training
to a
for n-
professional
oh,
facility.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
don't say
You're
that.
going to the
She's
woodshed.
married. I knew
doesn't
this would
matter.
happen.
It doesn't matter.
I told her, I was like, this is going to be, not going to be a joke on the show where the greasers,
The greasers are out.
Yeah, and she's like, I know what you got.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I
no,
know,
I'm
I
not
know
just
you like my
serious.
I was
greasers.
cheating on
Yo,
my
you
wife.
could have picked anybody else. You could have picked 1,000 other trainers, but you went
No,
right to greasers.
no,
Straight to the greasers.
She is a professional triathlon trainer
Is she?
in swimming. Yeah,
Okay.
she trained Chris Nickage. And
Right.
and
But
all
you hid this from us, and then you put
Yeah.
private lesson in the
private
calendar.
lesson in the calendar.
You
Yeah.
forgot to hide it from us in
Yeah.
the
I'm not
calendar.
hiding it.
Yeah.
I was gonna
How
tell
come
you
none
guys
of us
about
knew
it.
about it?
Yeah, he
What,
hides a
what do
lot
you
of
guys
things.
want to know about everything?
So many
Yes.
secrets.
Yeah.
This
Well,
guy.
no,
so
you-
many
you
secrets.
don't know. This is my personal
So many-
life.
You're just like Jay
Is it
Gruden.
personal?
I know where your bodies are
Why are you
buried,
hiding
Jay.
it?
I know where your bodies are buried, Jay. Robert
This is
Griffin.
content at this point. We've been talking about this pineapple run for a while now.
No, you guys brought it up. I didn't want to talk about it.
You
Now
brought
all
up
these
sweating.
yahoos are showing up at
Yahoos.
Eat
there. And they're
my
talking about showing up at a meetup at the signs. I don't
yeah.
want any of that.
Eat my wife's pee. He's already got a suit.
I
he's
know.
wearing.
I
He's
tell
gonna
you,
be-
stay home.
I think he got a hotel out there.
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
already booked a resort.
Yeah. Eat the pee. Stay home. Don't be out there.
You
It's
get
too
the hell
early.
out of here. You don't. You've crossed the line.
Yeah.
You've crossed the line.
I'll jump up and knock your sign down. I'll wrestle it from your hands.
You can't. He's a big man.
He'll
That's a
knock you
big
down back, I
guy.
think.
And you'll be too weak. You're starving yourself. And eat my wife's pee will he'll drown you in a fountain.
Yeah.
All right.
Listen, I can't wait until Simone teaches me to swim, and then I can challenge EJ again and beat him.
yeah.
It's only a
Right.
quarter
The first couple
mile.
weeks are great
It's
when
not
she's
even
just
that
kind of
hard.
holding you and you're getting
Is
your
she
buoyancy.
also swimming with you?
Yeah.
Why do you think he scheduled the private lessons so she could get in there and buoyance him up a little
Okay. Well,
bit? Greasers on parade.
she sent me things to buy.
Oh, no.
And I don't want to buy them.
Is this a Fairville sponsor
No, no.
scenario?
She's your trainer. You have to.
Yeah,
She bought you the gay webs.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, buy these plastic.
Buy these
webs.
plastic duck fins you put on your hands so you look really gay.
And then,
And also where you work your legs, so you have to get a little surfboard too.
Oh,
Did you do
yeah.
that? I knew it. Yes.
I'm not buying that. I said I don't need any of that. I will go with my hands.
You can do the surfboard.
No, I don't need
Beyonce
that.
is
No,
a
that's for
Maybe you should listen to
babies.
the people that know how to swim better than you.
Yeah,
Like
a
no,
kickboard.
yeah, but no, Jesus.
You do need a kickboard. You need a kickboard.
It helps.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not using a stinking kickboard.
Because you're out of breath at 50 meters. Come on, bro.
No, I don't need a kickboard.
What about a swim cap?
I know how to swim.
Swim cap.
I just need
Swim
her.
cap.
Huh?
They don't have lifeguards
I
in
have
these things.
Apparently, the swim cap is mandatory.
Yeah!
We
so I-
told you.
I have to
Get a
use it.
flesh-colored one so you look like Wooly Willy. Flesh-colored swim cap.
Oh,
I'm gonna get
please.
swim cap with hair built into it. So
What the
no
hell?
one can tell.
That's your workaround?
Hey, I'm
Like
gonna
a
get my own
motorcycle
hair.
helmet with
Get
a
a
spike on
novelty
it.
one with flames on it like a welder's mask or something. You know what
Oh,
I
like
mean?
Bam
like-
Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, get a
No,
Bam
that'd be
Bigelow.
awesome.
Stupid flames. I hate flames.
How about tattoos? What if you did it
no,
like your
I'm not
head's
doing that.
tattoo?
I'm doing it with hair.
How about a middle finger?
No, I'm not
You know,
doing.
novelty?
No, it's serious.
What if it says YOLO
Oh,
on
I
it?
have something on there that I
Anyway,
can't say.
she's gonna teach me how to swim fast, and then I'm gonna re-challenge EJ and then beat him.
Oh, wait a
that's my
minute.
goal.
No, this had nothing to do.
But later
This had
on,
nothing
though.
to do with the pineapple
Yeah, no. After, like by that time, I
Once you're in
feel
better
Once he's a
shape, I guess.
professional
Yeah.
Okay.
and has his triathlon behind him, then he's going to
No,
be
he told
DJ.
me privately that once he's done with this, he's done with it.
Although it doesn't make any sense because I've been not drinking any alcohol and exercising every day, and I've gained weight.
Muscle. You get muscles, huh?
I don't know.
Are you eating more?
Have you been snacking?
I've been snacking.
That's what it is. It's
Crazy for
snacks.
sure. That's what I've been doing.
Well,
But then
at
I was
Fun
drinking
Spot-
so much, I figured I could snack.
Oh,
It's
you
not
could
worse.
just-
I was I
Wow.
have so many White Claws. I was having like another.
But those are low in calorie.
no 100 calories. I was having 1,500
Well,
calories
what
a
if-
week in White Claws.
what
But
if-
what are your snacks calories?
I
Sometimes
don't take- I
they're deceiving. You know what I mean?
Well, I
I mean-
saw him eat an entire thing of onion rings at Fun Spot,
Yeah,
and they
see?
look amazing.
Yeah.
Those are the best looking onion
Fried
rings.
onion
Yeah,
rings.
but
Those
I'm-
onion rings
Oh,
at
that
Fun
sounds
Spot
good.
were they're panko crusted, and they came with like I think it was like a homemade ranch.
I
or
saw you
something.
eat a giant cholo dog at Science on Tap, and I have video of it, and I'm keeping it for blackmail.
Yeah, but the Jets
It's a beautiful hot dog.
He can eat it whatever he wants. He's an Iron Man. He's so
He's also
skinny. That
burning
looks
probably
like
like 14,000
yeah, but you're
calories
not
a
an
day.
Iron Man.
I think you're fine.
Anyway,
Okay, sports.
EJ, how you doing?
Yeah.
Good. Should we talk about the NFL playoffs? Because that's what I'm
Yes.
excited to talk about.
Yeah,
Right,
hit it,
let's do
man. Hit it.
Oh, we definitely got to talk about who's in the AFC and NFC championships. Who are you going for in the AFC and NFC championships?
Well, that's interesting because
Who you think's gonna win, or who you going for? Two different answers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
definitely.
Okay, well, I'll tell you who I'm betting on.
Okay.
I've already bet the Chiefs plus 3.5.
Really?
Yeah. Because I'll take Patrick Mahomes plus 3.5.
He's
Basically,
magical.
with any game he ever plays, I'll
Yeah.
take. I'll just take plus 3.5 because it could come down to they lose by 3 or
Just a field goal. Yeah.
I'm betting that he'll keep it close. Not a huge amount of money, but I hope that the Chiefs lose because of the Kelsey Hart hands.
How you feel?
I hated that too.
Yeah.
I like Jason Kelsey in the stands with his shirt off. I'm cool with that. I think he was
Okay.
having a good time.
I didn't
And-
like
and
it.
Dude, he's off. He's having a good time. He's watching his brother play.
Yeah,
He's
but
having a
it
good
was
But he
time.
him becoming
knew.
part of the problem.
See,
Nah, I'm okay with that.
It was like everybody doing something that everybody hates, and Jason Kelsey, the one holdout, and he was like, you know what? And then he stepped
But
in.
was he a holdout?
I-
I feel like he's been a part of it.
Nah,
to
he's
me,
been
he
part
was.
of it.
To
Yeah,
me,
because
he was
his
a holdout.
podcast-
With
but
his
now
podcast, he's been doing
I
it with his
know,
brother the whole
I
time
know.
too.
You know-
So
But you know what? A legitimate shirt off player that pulled it off that I think pulled it off good was Ryan Fitzpatrick. When he did it at the Bill Stadium, he was in the stands.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and now he probably knew they were eventually going to show him, but it seemed more organic.
Well, all that
because
stuff's set up. Yeah, it's a cut. And
Yeah.
they come to you and say like, "Hey."
They know where
Typically,
they
they
are.
come to you and say like, "Hey, will you do that?" And then it'd be like, or text them and say like, "Hey, we're gonna cut to you."
Yeah,
It's always a work.
well, he was also drinking with the Bills Mafia before the game, so he was a part of the crowd the whole time. So I'm okay with it.
but
He was at the tailgate. but
Yeah,
I
he was
just
drinking
didn't-
out of a bowling ball, and he threw it on the
I didn't
ground
like
after he drank it.
I didn't like it.
But he knew 100% that if he's up there with Taylor Swift, the camera's going to be on him all day
yeah.
long, And it's good publicity for him.
Especially for the podcast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
better
yeah.
than his Tide commercial
Yeah,
for sure.
It's fine. I definitely.
That's pretty bad.
but the hard hands, that I drew the line, and then I was like, I hope Baltimore wins now.
Yeah.
And
I'm okay with Baltimore.
I kind of want Baltimore to play in the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be Baltimore and the 49ers.
How about that,
Ooh, I
Lamar
disagree.
Jackson?
I think the Lions are going to pull it off because I think Brock Purdy is overrated. If he doesn't have Debo Samuels, they're screwed. I think.
Oh
the
yeah,
Lions
we
are
were
losing
talking
that.
about
Yeah.
that a little bit.
It's
his
Samuel.
Yeah,
Samuel. But now I did listen to some podcasts, and like his 2 worst games were in the rain, and he's got small hands.
Yeah.
And so in the rain, I'd bet against Purdy, but he's had a great
last
QBR
week, yeah.
rating, and that he's like the whole year he's played well, and like there was another game he played poorly or like subpar, but the worst games were in the rain, and this kind of set up for that.
Yeah.
So now and this Sunday coming up is not going to rain. So that's why like if it was going to rain again, I could see the Lions. Now the Lions could definitely upset the 49ers, but
Yeah.
the amount of talent the 49ers have and their coaching is, I think, a little better, even though the Lions do have a bunch of superstars.
Well, they just
but,
signed Zach Ertz too.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
I
The Lions did?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
To replace
Interesting.
their backup tight end. that got
Yeah,
hurt.
well, I mean, it's not like he's gonna.
broke his
it's-
arm or something
Yeah,
like that.
it's not amazing, but you got to pick up who you can pick up, right?
Yeah, I just think that the 49ers are better coached. And
Okay.
and at the end of the day, I think that the coaching does matter.
Who do we want to see win?
Oh, Lions.
I mean, the
for
story
sure.
is the Lions.
Lions.
right?
Put it like this: if you're going to write a script, you might
want the
Eminem going to the
Bills.
Super Bowl. I wanted the Bills to win too.
Yeah.
God damn it. Besides
Yeah.
the Bucks, obviously.
I think most people wanted the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Josh Allen has, everybody's saying that he deserves to be in the Super Bowl, and he hasn't made it there yet. And he
Well,
keeps,
if he deserves to be in a Super Bowl, then you hand him the ball on 4th, not DeMar Hamlin.
I've heard a lot of
Yeah,
criticism.
why would you go for that? I know it was a call because there's only 10 guys on defense that play. That's the reason why they called it
Yeah,
alert.
Tom explained that to
So
me.
yeah, I understand the call, but man, that's still.
Yeah. Hand the ball off to the guy who died last year. He'll do good. Oh, didn't do good. Weird.
But he played.
I
But
went-
he played.
If
I
he
went
scores on
immediately
that,
to
that would be
Twitter.
huge.
I went immediately to Twitter after that play
Yeah.
because Andrea said to me, I'm in the bathroom. I had the toothbrush on. We got that stupid thing in your mouth. You can't hear the stupid TV.
Mm-hmm.
And Andrea, I go, is that DeMar Hamlin? And she says, yes. And I go, oh, my God. And because it was bad. So I immediately went to Twitter, and I'm just reading the most vile things
Oh, I
that
can
humans
imagine.
can say
Why you letting that
about
zombie run the
another
ball?
human that died.
They have
back
to.
from
Oh,
the
it was
dead.
bad. It was some stuff you will want to delete because you're bosses and people will dig that up later. Don't say that stuff.
They're going to give him comeback player of the year, right?
That was all the jokes. Every tweet was, and there's our NFL comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
well,
And then they'd say other really bad stuff.
they were
With curse
talking.
words and real bad stuff.
If Joe Flacco would have made it beyond the
first round,
then he probably would have won it. But now, who do you give it to beyond DeMar Hamlin? The guy died last year on the field, or didn't die. He had his heart stopped, and they brought him back, and he is playing. Now he's not making any great plays that we could show highlights of, and now if he would have made that first down, it would have been
Oh,
but-
yeah, icing on the cake.
That's why
for
they
sure.
did it, right?
Yeah.
That was my theory.
That's what they were trying
and
to go
that's what
for,
I said
too,
to Andrea.
probably.
I said, what you just witnessed. Now, I could be wrong, but in my limited football mind, I said, what you just witnessed was somebody trying to tee up the hero, and it failed. That's what I thought it was.
So
We did that in Miami. We tried. Jarrett Payton tried to throw a touchdown pass to Ken Dorsey on a throwback, and it just failed completely.
that does happen. In fact, like in the gambling world, there's a lot of advantages for betting players overs. If they only need let's say 50 more yards
like
to get their
incentive,
bonus,
yeah.
their incentive bonus. Like coaches do try to get that for their players, and it's documented. It happens. They talk about it, and so if you could find, like before a game starts, like this player, you only need 75 more yards to get this bonus. Like they're gonna feed him the ball to try to get that. Especially garbage time at the end of the game.
If
and
you're
stuff
doing well, you got it in control.
Belichick did it for Gronk one time. Like Gronk was talking
I
about it on a
remember that,
podcast.
He
Yeah.
needed one touchdown or something like that.
Yeah,
to
and
get
he
his
brought him
bonus,
back in to do it. And you think like a old curmudgeon like Belichick wouldn't do that, but even he.
But I think
will
it's
do
the
it.
football way.
Yeah. Plus, you want to do that for your players. I'm sure it's There's a trust thing.
I
and-
like a lot of that stuff, and I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I like a lot of that stuff that's like the old world football traditions that are things that people don't understand unless they played the game. I'll give you a for instance. When New Orleans was running up the score, and they were already in the formation to take a knee, and then Jameis just called, he's like, screw it. And the guys went along with him, and he's like, we're going to score here.
He hasn't scored a touchdown. He led the league last year in touchdowns, and like we're going to let him get a touchdown this season because he hasn't got a single one.
And they did that, to me. And then Arthur Smith, who was our coach, is absolutely
losing his mind,
livid. He was like just going crazy. There were all these like New Orleans people that were like, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do.
You're going to get your opponent, your rival.
You are, but me as a Falcon fan too, it didn't matter to me, right? I have no dog in the fight. Don't care.
Game's over.
The
It doesn't
game didn't matter.
Yeah.
But I am a big fan of the you shouldn't have done that. I am a big fan of that. Then you're not real. You're not. Then you don't. I don't respect you now.
I see
because
both
you don't
sides.
play it the way
You're not playing the honor code of
Yeah.
you see it in
football.
poker. It's a lot in poker. Like somebody
Yeah.
will beat you and not know anything, and people will be like, "Well, you should have never played that. You won, but you should have never played that."
Well, I think that's the reason why the Bucks didn't call that last timeout to stop the clock in the fourth quarter, because the guy was. If they just waited a little bit longer to take the knee, they would have ran out of time anyway. So they didn't call that last timeout because they took the knee early just to get the handshakes and stuff out of the way.
So what do you think, EJ?
I'm going to take Lions, and I'm going to take Ravens for sure.
All right.
For me.
Really, on any given Sunday, as I say,
Oh, yeah.
and who knows what could happen.
Good movie.
But
Al Pacino.
Never seen it.
based on the line, and here's what's
my-
What are the lines on the two games?
so the Lions
3.5
are
for
+7,
Chiefs.
so it's 49ers -7, and then 3.5 for the Chiefs.
Okay.
So Baltimore -3.5. Although when that 3.5 came out, and I started betting it, and it hasn't changed, that is worrisome for
tell,
me.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't
Yeah.
move.
Because that means not enough professional gamblers jumped on that to bet the line back to 3,
Yeah.
which means that all the pro gamblers don't necessarily like that side of
Yeah.
it, which it is kind of a square side. Although, again, Mahomes +3.5, you had a healthy team. Like, remember a couple years ago when they lost that Super Bowl to Brady and their offensive line was decimated?
Yeah.
Like, they could not. I mean, he was running around trying to win the game himself. Like, in that scenario, I don't want to bet Mahomes, but their offensive line still is healthy. Like, their team is reasonably healthy. There's no huge injuries. So it's like, although Baltimore statistically is a better team than Kansas City.
I would like to see.
Plus, I like the storyline of Lamar when no one wanted him during the offseason, and then he's going to go to the the AFC Championship, and then maybe go to the Super Bowl. I like that scenario.
It's
Yeah,
it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Something we
J.J.
haven't
Watt
seen.
says anyone that passed on him should be fired,
And-
which I kind of agree with him a little bit.
It's a lot of people.
Well, you know what? It was a weird thing. Like,
I still don't know how that went down, or like how it just seemed
He was
like
being his own agent, and people didn't like that. That was a lot of it.
And there's also and like I know that like all these owners, they are kind of friendly with it's only 32 and they in a super rich billionaires club of owning an NFL team.
Yeah.
But I also believe they collude with each other, and like when certain things happen, for instance, what's the rapist name that got the huge contract?
Deshaun
Uh,
Watson.
which
Deshaun
one?
Watson. When
Get out
Deshaun
your
Watson
list,
You gotta narrow it down, a little
Let
bit.
me see here.
Yeah, the scroll. Pull out the scroll.
when they paid him, $250 million guaranteed or whatever, some astronomical amount, like it pissed off the rest of the owners big time.
Texans won that trade though.
Because
Oh my God, did they?
But it's like because then all the other owners like don't set a precedent
Yeah, what
that
are you
now
doing?
all
Yeah,
the players
yeah.
are going to want.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that Lamar Jackson got tied up into that because then when he was like, well, if he's getting this money,
Yeah.
I want to get
And
this
look
money.
at me. Look
And
what I do.
And
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm squeaky clean.
maybe they all kind of had a backdoor agreement of like, hey, let's not pay another guy $250 million or $60 million guaranteed.
It ends here.
Yeah, because now if we got 2, we're gonna have to pay everybody.
Everybody,
and so let's just make this the outlier, and then like, yes, we may want Lamar Jackson, but let's just put our hands out. Let's just go.
Also, it's failing wonderfully, isn't it?
yeah, it is failing. Yeah, and
I mean, you could. I mean,
Yeah.
and that. I mean, going along
Yeah.
with what you're saying, and trust me, I hate doing this, guys, but that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great example of okay. we did it and it shook up everything, but that will not happen again.
Especially next year, if he doesn't produce, then it's one of the biggest failures
I think
I've
it'll be
ever
the biggest.
seen.
Yeah,
you
it'll
know?
be the biggest.
How
How can you name one any bigger?
Well, trading 3 first-rounders for Trey Lance, that was a pretty
Okay,
stupid.
yeah.
Can't agree with
And
that.
49ers did that.
Yeah.
But they're still doing well, so you kind of can argue about that too.
Yeah, but they could have been doing well with 3 first-round picks. And they would have been doing better.
They have more depth.
What
yeah.
else you got? I don't want to run
Well,
out
we're
of
talking about the
time.
coaches changes. They signed the Titans got the offensive coordinator from Callahan from the Bengals.
Yeah,
I saw
yeah.
that got signed today.
Anybody get? It wasn't Ben
Belichick
Johnson.
is still working.
Did somebody get Ben Johnson yet?
I haven't seen that now.
From
Yeah.
where's that guy? Where's he from? L.A.
I forgot where Ben Johnson's from, but Vrabel's still out there. Belichick's
Belichick's
still
out-
out there.
Jim
And then
Harbaugh
we're
probably
going through
going.
our.
Yeah.
As of an hour ago, the Falcons requested an in-person interview with Lions Ben Johnson.
Oh,
Really?
there you
The
go.
Lions,
Okay.
Ben
Yeah,
Johnson,
that's who
okay.
I want. Personally, I'd like Ben Johnson, but I've been telling Tom every morning I am the only person in the Falcons Reddit that is absolutely fine with Bill Belichick coming to our team.
Yeah, why not?
No one in the
He
no
needs
one
to change that culture
too
there for
old.
sure.
Nobody wants him.
No.
We don't want him. And I'm like,
Well, he's not
He's-
going to be with you for that much
No,
longer. You know, it's like you got
agreed.
3 years
3
at the
years tops.
most.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like him there for a couple years. Why not?
But then I guess
It
you're
might be like a Jimmy Johnson Dolphin scenario where they're
okay
still
with that.
really good. Yeah.
I'm okay with him.
the argument being you want a long-term coach to set.
I'm a
his own
Falcon. We don't do
culture.
anything long-term.
I know,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you get
We're
like
not a
3
long-term
years, yeah.
team.
So
We're not a dynasty team.
What's interesting, if Belichick doesn't go to Atlanta, which in what I've heard, everything kind of pointing towards that.
You
because
want the Reddit test?
he's only interviewed with Atlanta twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and-
Harbaugh's done twice, I guess. Belichick's done twice, and then that rule that we have to interview 2 African American candidates in person. We've done those, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And then everybody dismisses those. They're like, they just get those out of the way. I'm like, you
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
say that,
Horrible,
right?
yeah.
You shouldn't say like, hey, we got to get these, African American in person candidates out of the way before we get down to business. It looks bad, guys.
Yeah.
That looks so bad.
The
He could also go to the Chargers too, because the Chargers job's still open.
That's where everybody said Harbaugh's going.
Harbaugh might go there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here was what Reddit was saying. This is how you know nobody knows nothing on Reddit.
Yep.
They said Harbaugh, when he went to Atlanta and did his interviews, he ate at McDonald's. Belichick, when he went to Atlanta and did his interviews, he ate at Chick-fil-A. I think you know who our coach is going to be. That's kind of how they were laying it out.
Restaurant they
Yeah,
went
they were
to.
laying it out like Belichick went to Chick-fil-A, guaranteed. It's a
Okay.
lock.
Chick-fil-A
It's a
in the
lock.
stadium.
You
in
heard it
Atlanta.
here first. You heard it here first.
Why are these?
Chick-fil-A basically
You heard it here
owns
first.
Atlanta.
You heard it here first.
Why are these old millionaires eating garbage?
Because it's so good.
That was the
Ah.
first thing Tom
Plus,
said
they're about to
was-
die soon
Yeah.
anyways. Like
A
Jerry
spicy
Jones, salt in
chicken
his
sandwich.
eggs.
A spicy
Yeah.
chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A is not bad at all.
No, but I'm just saying, if you are in Jim Harbaugh, he is. It looks like a workout guy. Like, you know, what I'm saying, why is he eating McDonald's?
Yeah, he does look very fit.
You know, like if
He
you're.
looks very fit.
But also, you've got access to the, the team's chefs, and you know what I'm saying. Like they've
The
got
team
person.
chef- You
Probably
could call-
not when you're like on the go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could call
It's quick
Gordon
and you gotta
Ramsay
keep
to whip
moving.
you up
Yeah.
something and airlift it to
Or
you.
go to a restaurant and I have seasons 52. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't either.
Seasons.
I'm trying to think of
Eating
another.
McDonald's?
Time for that.
What's another
Yeah,
Georgia
they
They're
could be
brand?
always
like
on
in
the
between
move.
meetings
You
and
could
stuff.
go to Mellow Mushroom. That's
There-
an Atlanta brand.
There's a faster, healthier food.
Mellow Mushroom.
than
You get a
McDonald's.
salad or a
Yeah,
They
veggie
just like
calzone.
McDonald's.
You get a veggie calzone.
Anyway, what else you got?
Should we talk about Raw or ESPN's Emmys? Have you heard about that story?
Explain
I didn't
that.
send it to you. I sent it to you over the break.
Yeah, I still didn't understand.
Okay, it's hard to describe.
Is
ESPN.
this when he thought that? Is this when he thought that?
Oh,
Stephen
Stephen
Hawking.
Hawking.
That was a good
God.
story, and it was a good joke, and it was given to me by a lawyer, so
And
I'm
you
okay with
believed
it.
it. and you
it's
lied
not a
to
good
us.
joke. Yeah, you thought it
You're
was
telling
serious.
You lied to
Stephen
us.
Hawking wanting 2 little people naked doing hard math problems would not be fun for Stephen Hawking to watch.
Details. It's
Yeah,
too
yeah,
many.
yeah.
As soon as
Well,
I
it's
read
not,
it,
it's not funny once it's fake.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, then it's stupid. You see what I'm saying? It's just like fake videos on the internet where when the person.
But it's also the thing about the power move. Like Stephen Hawking is requesting little people, that's hard enough
No,
to
but this
get.
never
They
happened.
have to
You're
get
doubling
naked,
down again.
and then they have to get good
not
at
a
math
thing.
problems.
Yeah, no,
It never
Yeah,
happened.
it's
some-
a power move.
It's a
which
fake.
I like.
It's a fake meme. You don't like it. Nobody likes
Yeah,
it.
no one likes it.
No, yeah,
I
it's-
found a lot of people that found that hilarious.
It's
you guys are just hating on it.
misinformation
Yeah.
that is ruining our world.
Yeah, yeah.
It really is.
But it's not hilarious once
No,
it's
it's
fake.
hilarious.
It's only hilarious if it's real. If
Correct.
it's fake, it's nothing.
Yes.
It's a nothing.
I can make up a
Then I
million
hate
fake
it.
things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anything you guys make up in here that's fake is not fun.
No,
No,
that's
but it-
brilliant.
If you know it's you presented it like
Yeah.
it was real.
Yeah, yeah, and you
I was
vouched
told
for it.
by an attorney who went. He said he read the Depp's transcripts. That's the reason why
Yeah,
he
you
lied.
You told me
He
that.
lied to me.
That
Yeah.
attorney should be fired on the
Yeah.
spot.
Oh,
On
lawyers
spot.
lie to me. That's what I'm
Play this
surprised.
for him. Play this for your attorney. You should be fired on spot.
Yeah, yeah, and he
He's a really nice guy.
and he obviously thought you were an imbecile. I'm just telling you the
Yeah,
truth.
I only tell the dumbest thing to the dumbest friends.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
If
a fact.
I'll
That's facts.
tell anybody that I think is going to believe
Yeah.
some dumb s. I'll tell
And
them a
Tom and I
lie.
had secret
There'll be a
conversations.
Tom Van
Tom and I
quotes
had
in a
secret
second.
conversations about you, just like we did Travis, and we were like, "This guy's."
Are we having a closed door meeting after this
I'm
segment?
joking.
So what?
Okay,
what
so
is the story?
ESPN was like nominating like behind the scenes talent, and they were using names that were close to the on air talent. Like Lee Corso, they'd use D Corso, and they would get an Emmy for him being aligned behind the scenes. They'd win the Emmy. As soon as they got the Emmy, they took the faceplate off it and changed
They'd
D to
engrave
Lee,
their own.
and then hand them the Emmy, saying you won another Emmy.
Yeah, I read they were engraving their own faceplates and just
Yeah.
slapping them on there. No different than if you and I went out and bought like somebody's Super Bowl ring and then
Yeah,
had Lee
change
Road
the name.
Jeweler just
Yeah.
put our names on it. And we're like, we won the title.
What were they doing it for?
just to say they had more Emmys. Like they were doing on air talent, say they had like 6 Emmys, and they weren't even like eligible to win these Emmys. So they've been doing for this for like 13 years.
So
It wasn't it. They were now maybe I misunderstood this. They were real Emmys, but to get the trophies for people of power, right?
Yeah.
For
So
the
let-
on-screen.
So let's
On-air
say
talent.
the 4 of us, right, are doing the show, and Sam wins an Emmy for podcast producing, right?
Okay.
Best podcast produced in the Orlando area, right? And then they give us an award for the show, and it says Best Podcast Producing 2024, A Mediocre Time, right?
Yeah.
And it has like her name on it. Well, technically, she did win the Emmy. The show really won the Emmy. She's part of the vehicle that is the show. They would take the nameplate off, and then imagine, who cares about her? Put your name on it. It says Tom Van, Emmy, best producing a podcast. So it's giving the people that were more visible the award rather than the behind-the-scenes people that were
Yes.
actually winning
Yeah.
it for what they were doing. You see what I'm saying?
okay, so
It'd be
they're
like the
giving the
person-
credit to the
Yes.
hosts of the show instead
Yes.
of like the producer.
because
that
they're
won
not
the
they're
Emmy.
not eligible
Yeah.
to actually receive the award.
Yeah, these are like producing awards, editing awards, things that you wouldn't be able to win. You're not eligible to this. You're the host. It's not even your world. You could win for hosting, but you didn't win that.
So, like, I'm always curious. Like, they'll go and do this, but they won't just say we have 18 Emmys because
Right.
why not just straight up lie? Because who's keeping track of it? And
Someone
you
is
can-
because they caught him.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
Or you can put
but
it
I
in your
think it-
lobby and show it like when people walk through your lobby, they
Yes.
see the Emmys. They're like,
Yes.
"Wow, you got so many Emmys. You guys are doing really good."
And I think
you didn't
it
earn
was
those.
like the physicality of giving it to like a Lee Corso. Like I feel like I'm not saying they
Okay.
were in on it.
Yeah, I'm not saying Lee Corso.
But
was
I
on it,
do
yeah.
feel like it is nice to get that. It'd be like the plaques that we won from the Orlando Weekly. The show won them, but we could go out and you could like take all these plaques home and then take them to the award shop and get them all to say Tom Van on them.
just so I could display that when people walked in,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're like, "Oh, look at this."
Yeah.
Self-importance.
It's-
Yeah.
it's-
That's
seems-
kind of what they did.
Now, and once the what's the repercussions of this?
They're never going to
Just
believe 'em.
embarrassment?
Yeah, it's embarrassment.
I heard
it's
it-
got buried really quickly. I haven't heard anything after this.
I think that's
The
how.
punishment included the returning of the trophies, a 1-year ban from the Emmys for senior leadership, along with 2 individuals, ESPN executive Craig Lazaris and former ESPN employee and College Game Day executive Lee Fitting, being named ineligible for future Emmys.
Huh? I heard ESPN is doing poorly financially.
Well, everyone's like,
well,
Sports
Sports
Illustrated just
Illustrated's
disappeared.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
that's
hated
done.
them since the 90s when they said Miami should not have a football program. So that doesn't matter to me.
You know,
I'm glad
They
they're
were
dead.
talking directly about you.
They were like, as soon as you get in there, yeah.
It does seem like ESPN is archaic a little bit and kind of old media.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
Fantasy football pumping it alive a little bit, right?
then it's just they don't have.
Damn, they had to return 37
Yeah.
trophies.
It was a lot. It was an embarrassing
Yeah.
amount.
Yeah.
Shelly Smith, ex-ESPN talent, said, quote, I think it was really crummy what they did to me and others who had to return 2 fake Emmys.
Wait, now is she referencing ESPN?
Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. Because ESPN is the one who did it.
She might have earned hers and saying that.
Okay.
I
They
think
have
she,
to give
I
it
think she
back.
thought maybe she legitimately won them. I don't know, but
Well, I mean, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. That like, if you legitimately won it and they took it away, then be mad. But if you didn't legitimately win it,
no, I think she thought she did.
Oh,
Do you see what I'm saying?
But my point is, do your due diligence, man.
Yeah.
Like, how do you know what you don't win and what you could have done? Your
If the company you work for is like, hey, you won an
award,
Emmy,
yeah, you're gonna believe my guess.
I'll take
you
it.
won an editing award. Like, if somebody came
I'll
in here
take
and
it.
said,
I'll put it on my desk right now.
oh yeah, so if they run in right now, they're like, "Hey Dan, did you hear? You won the slam dunk competition." I'd be like, "What?
Hell yeah.
Put the award on my desk."
All right, this is gonna insult some people.
Too many hats.
No,
Too many
no.
hats
Here
at
it
the
comes.
Smithsonian.
So this happens. This probably happened to me a couple times in my life where someone's like, local person, reporter, someone is like, they won an Emmy. I'm like, they won an Emmy, and they're like, oh, local Emmy. I'm like, oh, that's not nothing. Like I literally value it as 0.
Who was this person that said they won a local Emmy? I want names.
I don't know.
Name
There's been a
names.
lot.
Is it higher than Orlando Weekly Best Podcast Award?
It is,
Well,
but very little, but just like a
it is,
millimeter higher.
Well, I value that as nothing.
Is this a Watchfinder scenario?
I value very little. There's not much I value
What do you
at all.
value
Yeah.
for an award locally?
He doesn't even value people's feelings.
No local.
Nothing local.
Oscar,
No local, not live.
Golden Globe, Pulitzer
Yeah,
Prize.
there's only 4, right?
So,
Tony. There's Tony.
An EGOT, right?
No,
There's
I don't
Oscar.
Grammy.
I don't like
Yeah.
the Tony.
Tony's the hardest
like a
one.
Tony?
Dude, Tony's the hardest one because you get one shot. It's a live performance.
Yeah.
I'll disagree with you all day long. Being the best at live performing, nah, I'll disagree with you
I'd
all
say
day
Grammy.
long. Tony
is
is
the
the most
lowest one.
important.
I don't understand
Yeah.
it.
Grammy and Oscar are trash.
Yeah.
Movies are all trash.
If it's while you over can wield an Oscar, you don't deserve to win.
Wait till AI starts pumping out their movies.
I didn't even get a song. I thought I was going to get a song today.
Do you want a song?
No, I don't want a song.
I can
just
give
wanted
you
to
a song.
I can imagine.
I'm
going
gonna
to
give you a song.
Well, what we do? Should I
You
move
want
over
to do
to
some
nerd?
nerd? We
Yeah.
only got a little bit of time for
Yeah,
nerd.
Okay. Well, we got to talk about Netflix owning WWE Raw now in 2025.
I did not know that.
They
That's
just signed that
breaking
today.
news.
Yeah,
Holy smokes! I was watching
Yeah.
a little bit of Raw last
they're
night.
gonna do it live. Yeah,
So now it's going to be a live program on Netflix.
on Netflix.
Oh,
They're
that's a
streaming it,
game
yeah.
changer, dude.
So
That's a game
When you
changer.
said they own it, did they buy it?
Yeah, they bought
Okay,
it. Yeah,
okay.
for like $5 billion.
So they bought the rights to air it. Okay.
Holy
Uh,
I didn't know that.
Dan, have you seen Palworld?
No, people have been.
Everyone's blowing
I
up
brought
about
it up
lately.
yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, it's Pokemon with guns. Basically, is what they're saying. It's like
Power.
Pokemon with guns. Like you basically you'll like this game because you can like imprison these animals and then make them work for you. Like do manual labor, like mining and stuff like that.
So Crystal was asking me yesterday. She's like, "What's Palworld?" And then I'm like, "I have no idea. I've never heard of it."
It's only on Xbox and PC right now.
Okay.
And they're trying to get it on PlayStation 5, but it hasn't worked over yet.
So what kind of game is it? Is it open world?
Open world.
Okay.
You can you get it's called a PAL instead of a Pokemon, and it can have a gun, or you can use it as a flamethrower, or done just tons of stuff.
And you're walking
And
through.
they're using AI
It's an
generated.
action adventure survival game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open world, populated with animal-like creatures known as pals. The players can battle and capture pals in order to use them for base building, traversal, and combat.
Yeah.
And then you build a base because I used to be
SimCity or
well, no, like the game.
What was that one that
Clash
you guys?
of Clans.
Yes,
Clash of
that's
Clans.
what you guys were obsessed with back in the day.
And there are other games like that when I was younger where you have a base and then basically you build an army and
Is
then you
this
get
it?
resources.
yeah, it's definitely a ripoff of Pokemon. Like you can
Okay.
look at it, it's definitely they took an AI generator and used it to make their sprites for.
I
for
honestly don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to do my best to get this to play. Okay, here is the Palworld trailer. Oh, they're running through the forest.
Oh, yeah.
Pocket
It
pair
looks exactly
presents-
like Pokemon.
It looks like Scarlet and Violet.
Okay, so you're running around. You're on the back
Lightning
of a
horse.
Pokemon, but instead of being
Penguins.
like just your standard trainer, you have a side piece. This is Pokemon in Georgia, basically.
And then you're building a base, and then
Yeah.
are you building armies to fight each other like Clash of
You
Clans?
can,
or-
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there they are.
They battle.
They're shooting. It seems like you farm and shoot your AR a lot, not AI. And you scratch your dog's belly.
That's
and...
a Gyarados right there.
Okay, well, this is...
It says the game's comedic premise, which involves using firearms and equipping pals with them, earned its nickname Pokemon with Guns. Other elements, such as using creatures for food or placing them to work in mines and factories, have also garnered attention. It was generally well received and praised for its gameplay, content, and satirical premise, but criticism for its reliance on shock humor and use of unoriginal designs and mechanics. They're shock jocking in this game, huh?
And you can use them as slave labor.
So
is what
where
you could
can
do.
I-
And then kill. And when they don't want to work anymore, you kill them and feed them to the other Pokemon.
All right.
Oh, I like that. I support that.
Yeah.
My sons will love this.
How do I play
It's on
this?
Xbox and PC. Like you can get it on Steam.
When did it come out?
Came out on 19th. So what? 4
So
days
it's been
ago?
out a minute.
Yeah, 4 days.
Okay, I'll play some Palworld.
I figure you guys would like that.
Do I make a character? Is that what I do?
I guess, yeah. I've never played it. I haven't even looked at it
You
because
can
I
play
don't have.
solo or online with
Yeah, up to like 32
players.
Wow, that's a lot of folks.
And I'm sure there's in-app purchases and
Oh, probably. Yeah, microtransaction like crazy.
The microtransactions are terrible.
That's the way to make money, man.
It is.
Because if you can develop a game
Hot dog yum.
where you have a bunch of in-app purchases and then you just have a team supporting it, you so rich. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can get the world addicted to it, then you got they're using their parents' credit cards to buy. They're asking for Roblox. They're just buying digital garbage and then just pumping money into your game like
skins and all that
People
stuff.
get addicted to that. There was a story that I read about a guy who was playing not Pokemon Go, was it Pikmin? There was a guy that was playing Pikmin.
Yeah.
And he was playing the online Pikmin, and he started just dumping money into it, and he ended up, and this is a real documented, they had like everything itemized so they could show you. Destroyed his life. His wife left him. He spent $85,000 on Pikmin.
God.
Oh, my God.
$85,000. See, that's a real world number to me because it's not $1 million, which that's fake. The 85,000 is about the right amount where I think Andrea Dennis would say, you know what? I can't take this anymore. You idiot.
85,000.
You know what I mean? Like I think
you ruined your life.
I think that's the Andrea number, somewhere around 85. I think I'd get a lot of chances. I think I could even do 35,000. I think I could do it.
You think you can get away with $30,000?
I think she loves me that much, but I think if I push it if I push it past 50, I think the days are numbered. Seriously. And I think she'd be like, I'm out of here.
What's fascinating to me is this person obviously got addicted to the game, right?
Yeah.
But then I wonder if he was an addict before, and he
just switched it up to something else.
Well, the tendencies are all the same. It's all the same.
No, I know, but I'm like, what would be fascinating to me is if this was his first time, and he didn't get into pain pills or alcohol or anything else. Like it was just this, and that ruined his life.
The chat room's asking, how do you spend that much money on a game like that? And I think it was that game. Okay, the way I read it was you only are allowed a certain amount of chances per day that you can send guys out or whatever. What he did was it wasn't enough. He was addicted, so he would buy.
Yeah, it's like Clash of Clans. I knew people that spent thousands on Clash of Clans. They were rich, so it didn't matter, but they would buy, you had to wait, and it was just like you had to wait while your building was built. Or you could spend purple diamonds, and you could buy
storage. You can buy storage.
Yeah.
Can't wait anymore.
And it's just one button in-app purchase that's attached to your credit card or whatever. You just like hit it,
my God.
And then you're losing track, and next thing you know, although you would think that once you got past 5,000, you're like, oh my God, and how do you get to 85?
I don't know. I bought Microsoft planes. I think the most expensive one I bought. I think honestly, and it was I knew I was buying it, and I did get buyer's remorse. I think I did spend like $70 on a plane.
Oh,
on a digital plane.
That's one game.
Yeah. That's a full game. But I bought
what kind of plane was it?
It was like some
was it the Hooters airplane?
No,
I would
some
be okay
some Russian jet, some training jet.
Like a MiG or something
It
like that?
It was all about, it doesn't do anything different than it just looked different. Yeah. That's why, have you noticed I've eased off about you buying the, Uber Eats, $40 Mike's Way sub?
Yeah.
I don't even say anything anymore. I just go, do what you want, man.
I bought that MiG.
Yeah, I bought a $70 plane that I can't even, it's not even tangible. It's zeros and ones floating around somewhere.
God, I had to justify $5 to buy like an incubator for my eggs on Pokemon Go. Oh God.
An incubator. This guy's sitting on digital eggs like a big fat chicken. Digital chicken.
That's worse than the plane, EJ.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stupid digital chicken.
I'm trying to think of how much I've spent on Pokemon for like the 7 years that I've been playing it.
Has it been a lot?
It's probably maybe $2,000, but over 7 years, so it's not too bad.
That's more than I've gambled away. Seriously.
Yeah, it probably is,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
What's your collection worth right now? Could you sell it?
Oh no, you couldn't sell it. It's not worth it.
There's no market?
Yeah. No,
I thought you
I
could
probably
sell like certain characters. Like on World of Warcraft, there are people sell their characters all the time.
Well, I have the Zygarde all the way completed, so that kind of makes
the Zygarde. He's got a completed Zygarde.
and a Solgaleo.
Now, by the
And
way,
a Soul Glow.
I say that, but I
People
haven't.
still use Soul Glow?
I haven't kept track of my gambling losses. So
you definitely probably have.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah.
And I was willing to support
I
you.
don't have a
That sounds like
ledger.
an addict.
You know,
I looked at you and I was like, I'm not going to say nothing, but I don't think that's
And did you
accurate.
see how
I'm
eager
gonna
I
go
was to
too.
support? I was going to support you.
I tend to forget the losses. I'm
How
like, don't,
convenient.
I'm like, don't look at
Very
that.
convenient,
Don't remember
Yeah.
that.
It's savor the wins, forget the losses.
All right, what else we got?
Definitely got to talk about Deadpool coming out in July 26th, which I'm really looking forward to.
Okay.
The Super Bowl is going to show the first teaser trailer. That's why.
I don't like
Didn't
those.
they do that last time too? I
Yeah.
think.
I don't like those anymore. I'm out of any of that stuff. If it's like, just tell me it's going to be really, really good, give me the lineup. But I'm done with trailers.
Really? Okay.
They spoil too much.
They do spoil.
I'm
a
not
lot.
anti you. Anybody enjoying this for the Super Bowl, great, go enjoy it. But I am done with trailers.
And
they
also-
ruin everything.
What's the advantage if you are a Deadpool fan and you want to see the movie? What's the value in looking at the
Can't
trailer?
wait.
It's
the same
advertising.
thing you were just talking
No,
about.
no, I know.
It's like
I'm-
buying
You
digital
still got to
coin.
get people to go to the movie.
No,
no
you
matter
can't.
What.
No,
No,
you
no,
know
I'm-
what's happening.
But I'm
Plus,
saying,
they got to spend that money.
as a fan, if you know you're going to go watch it, don't watch the trailer.
Yes.
The trailer is for people that are on the fence
Yeah.
and then bring people out. So if you're
don't
a
need it.
Yeah, if you're a fan, you're ruining your experience for
Yeah,
yourself.
because you might
Technically,
say expectations like, oh, they're going to do this, and then you don't do that storyline, and then you hate it.
I'm
go
done
into
with
it
it.
blank.
I don't even do it for shows anymore. If there's like a new show coming out and they're like next week, I'm like, no. I don't want you to do that to me anymore. You guys can't be trusted with it because you're so caught up in everybody's like chasing a 10-second, 30-minute shows might as
viral
well be a
bit, yeah.
10-second bit. So you'll put it in there. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not playing that game.
All right, one more, EJ.
Either Bad Batch or Agatha.
I don't know what he just said.
Bad Batch is the Clone Wars.
I
one. Your
watched
kids
that,
will like that, yeah.
No, I watched. They was too
They
slow.
hated it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was
You
too
didn't like
adult.
the Bad
dialogue.
Batch?
Yeah, the Bad Batch. It was just too for like.
I hate that name. It sounds like Yellow Number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they were clone troopers that were part of a batch that were like
I don't like the
defective.
term batch.
Yeah, they need to be a little bit older. They're 8, 9. They need Baby Yoda and something. They need something.
Grogu.
Yeah.
What happened to Goguru? Is he dead yet?
No, he's still around.
No, it's still around. They're planning to do the movie with the Mandalorian. That was the.
What did I
that's the
miss?
intent.
His species could live like 400 years. They know.
Well,
800 years.
Well, the
Yeah.
first. No, I'm not-
800 died when he
I'm
was
not
800.
a nerd. The first, I'm only in certain things. I watched the first season, great. I got like a couple episodes in the second season, and then I just, like I do with every show, I was like, it's not holding me. I'm gassing out.
So you didn't watch Ahsoka, or you didn't watch?
No, that's the lady that's
Andor.
got the two muffin
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
worms.
the snake
Yeah,
tails,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. I want to feel those. I wonder if
Are they squishy
has
or are
her
they
sex
solid?
partner ever, squished into me.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, let me get at that hair.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, let me get your head worms.
Yeah. I would try to squish
Me
everything
too.
together.
I do that
Whatever.
with everything. I squish
Wrap it
everything.
around.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
if I feel it coming around the backside, I'll
If-
slap it with my hand.
If it looks like cheeks, I'm squishing it.
That'll be
Tom
on the
Hanks
website.
quotes, yeah.
That'll be
Hey,
there.
stop
That's
doing
what-
that.
yeah.
By the way, someone put one that was horrible.
There was a horrible
You
one.
did
You
say
said
that.
it?
You
Yeah.
did
No,
say
I
that
didn't.
one.
How
you
dare
did
you?
not.
I never said that. I said I never said
Okay,
that.
here
What's her
comes
name? Asuka?
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
Yeah,
I'd make her put condoms on the tips. Put a condom on that thing before you do anything. Because I see them move. Do they move? Do they
No,
move
you
around?
can't move
I
it.
think it's
Can
like
she-
hair.
Can you chop them off? Will she bleed from them?
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a weak
Yeah.
point. She should
Yeah.
have a big helmet on to protect them. See, nerds, you don't even know what you're talking about. Somebody would slice her headworms right off, and that's the weakest point. Even if you just stabbed her with a screwdriver in her worms.
Anything to plug, EJ?
I got to talk about MyCon, or you can watch me on Twitch. I'm EJ_Chungus on my on Twitch.
Oh,
And
finally.
I've been
Finally
playing Grand
leading
Theft
in.
Auto
It's like a
5
live whale
and
camp.
Pokemon.
So what are you playing on there?
Pokemon. I've been Go Battle Leaguing on Pokemon on Twitch, and I've also been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 to get ready for
50-year-old
Grand Theft Auto
man.
6.
Yeah, are you like talking while
it's
you're
all,
doing
like
it?
I gave my football picks a couple Fridays ago and I nailed the wild card weekend.
Do you
2
blend
weeks
it
ago.
into
I didn't
Pokemon?
do against the spread. I just pick them.
Do you blend it into Pokemon where you go, where you look into the camera and you should, right? And you should go like, San Francisco, I choose you. Right? He could blend both worlds, and he could dress like Ash. He could be Big Fat Ash.
No, I usually just sit on my big easy chair and play Grand Theft Auto.
Dude, if he did the picks
with the little picture of my head.
If he did Gotta Pick 'em All, and he dressed like Big Fat Ash, and he did Pokemon-themed NFL picks, I'm telling you right now, it would work.
The problem is when someone tells me who they think is going to win, it's zero value. I'm like, what does that mean? That means nothing. Why do you think that? It's just your
I also
hunch.
went 3
that's
for
your
4 last
feeling?
weekend.
Anyway, that doesn't mean
Definitely
nothing.
got to talk about MyCon. MyCon's coming
MyCon.
back. Just look it up.
Yeah, Mystic-Con.
Mystic-con.com.
Yeah, mystic-con.com. There you go.
Thanks you. Oh God.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks, you idiot. That's what he's gonna say. I'll finish it. Thanks, you big fat idiot.
God damn.
All right,
You're gonna
all right.
drown when
We've
you
done a
say
lot
it.
of bad here.
Sit on your eggs. Get the hell out of here. Bye bye.
Sit on your eggs.
That was fun. That was so silly. Good job today, man.
I'll need an intro for that.
Where's that go?
Tuesday 1 and 2.
I thought this was a fart pen.
No, it's that's for Brendan. I got him one too. Tuesday
1 and 2.
1 and 2. Gotcha. Thank you.
God, there was one story that I was like, we should talk about
The
this.
Jay Gruden RG3.
Oh,
I threw it
forgot
in the
about
beginning
that.
when I was yelling that. When I was yelling
We should have
about.
talked about that,
Yeah,
which
that's
I
why
love.
I was doing that to
I
try and get
forgot
you
about
into
it.
it when because
Oh.
he said, "I know where your bodies are buried, Jay," and I was like, "Oh shit!"
It's like
and
nobody
Jay said,
wanted
Go raise
you.
A pigeon.
Oh, that's
Nobody
right.
wanted you. That's why you didn't have a job.
Yeah,
Don't blame me for you messing up.
And then he was like, "Oh yeah." Jay was like, "Oh yeah." The entire staff wasn't prepared. Sure.
who started it again? I forgot.
Jake, I guess Jake kind of started it because he was like,
Kind of made a reference.
he was like, if I've ever put a quarterback in the position that they've put, was it Hurts?
Was it Hurts?
He was referencing another quarterback, and he's like, if I've ever put a quarterback in this position, somebody please tell me. I'm sorry. And then Robert Griffin replied to him with his, like, looking into the camera with his glasses down, like,
Oh, you did that to
Yeah,
me.
you did that to me for sure.
yeah,
Okay.
and that was how the fuse got lit, I believe.
Okay, so Robert Griffin started that.
I think he did.
Because when
I
you
think
could
he
just
did.
let it go.
And then Jay
yeah.
went hard.
They both went hard.
Because I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
he has another speed.
No.
well, because I'm sure Jay Gruden's like, well, fuck you. Like, because
Oh, he definitely was.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fuck you. 100%. I could hear him yell it.
because when
Yeah,
you
so Jay Gruden said, if I ever put a QB through what Philly is putting Jalen through, I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah, I was right.
Pick up a blitz. And then Robert Griffin just responds back to his tweet with his pulling his glasses down, and it says, "Say what?"
Oh yeah. So RG3 started
After
that.
Griffin
Yeah.
sent out that tweet above, the blood feud was officially on. Gruden
Oh,
replied to
man.
Griffin's tweet with a simple question: "You weren't prepared, Robert?"
That's
Basically, he doesn't watch film.
And then
That's really a straight
Robert,
call out.
Robert
Yeah.
Griffin
Say,
comes
man.
back and says, "You told me you didn't know how to coach a QB who could throw and run like me, so it looks like you weren't prepared, Jay."
no, then it keeps going.
Yeah,
It keeps
keeps
going for a
It's
while.
great.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
read all? Dude, it's so
I
good.
haven't read.
Gruden, you were right. We didn't have good enough staff. Sorry. Hope all is well with
Yeah.
you. So it looks like he's trying to kind of
Yeah.
end
Yeah,
it.
he
Ease
tried to
it
push
in,
it down, but
yeah.
it was a little dicky to say, like, oh, yeah, you're right. The whole staff was not good. Okay.
Then-
Hope you're good. Yeah. I get
Then
what he's
Jay
saying.
says,
There's-
you weren't good enough. Kirk was better. Cleveland didn't want you. Baltimore did either. Quit blaming me."
Oh, that's when he
yeah.
went.
And then he puts
He
out the
started
video.
drinking that night. He was like,
That's called 4 McUltras.
And then he
That's
posted
me,
the
Michael
video.
Jackson eating popcorn.
And then he posted the video of Robert Griffin racing a pigeon, and he says, "Go race a pigeon."
That's when
funny.
he wins. Like when Jay Gruden said, "Go race a pigeon," and then linked a GIF of Robert Griffin racing a pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Pretty damn good.
RG3 is kind of limited because he works for Amazon.
Yeah.
he's part of the Amazon.
He's good. He's a
crew.
great.
He's
I
a
think
good
great.
sideline reporter.
I think
yeah,
he's
I like
great.
him.
The best thing he could have done with this is say, "Fucking, why are you even mixing it up?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
The truth of the matter is that there was a moment in D.C. that is vividly remembered, Griffin says. Jay Gruden went to a press conference, and he undressed me at that press conference in a way that a coach should never undress his starting quarterback. It was after a game, and I said in the press conference that the best players in the NFL have the guys around them play at an extremely high level. No one is out there doing it on their own. Now, the media pundits have everyone took that and said RG3 threw his teammates under the bus, and I had to eat that for a long time because Jay didn't back me in the media the next day. He doubled down on it and actually picked me apart in the media. So he's had beef with him apparently since
for
that.
a while, yeah.
He was just waiting, and he saw it.
Yeah,
rubbed him the
RG3
wrong
was
way, and
really
he
bad
leaned
back
in.
then, yeah.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Are we doing any more?
I like that, by the way. I mean, it's super entertaining for us to
It's
watch.
the best.
Oof.
Oh, we're not recording anymore, right? Today?
No, that was it.
Guys, enjoy.